At this point, you've actually finished setting up home computing in VLAB. So we're just going to finally talk about how to use VLAB and in particular the terminal inside it. So if we go back to our Tiger VNC window, we should still have this terminal open. If not, you can click down here again to open a new one. Now this terminal window is what we would call a command line interface. It allows us to interact with the VLAB computer in a lot of the same ways that you can interact with your computer, except that instead of doing it through a graphical interface, which is what you can see right now for my computer, where we can, say, click around and use Finder to look at files, instead we use this terminal window. And we interact through text and using commands. So if I wanted to look in the current folder, I would use the ls command, which we do by typing ls and then clicking enter. And it prints out the things inside the current folder. Now, you'll hear the word directory being used a lot, and directory and folder basically mean the same thing. If we wanted to create a new folder, we could use the mkdir command, which is short for make directory. And this one we use by typing mkdir space and then the name of the folder we want to create. So in this case, I'll call it comp1511 and then click enter. Now, at this point, we can't see anything's changed, but if we do the ls command again to print out the contents of the current folder, we'll notice there's one new thing here, comp1511. This tells us we successfully created a new folder. If we want to now move into the comp1511 folder and start doing things there like making files or making folders, we use the cd command, which is short for change directory. And we use this command by typing cd space and then the name of the folder we want to open. So in this case, I'll type comp1511. Now, a fun little trick here is that if you just start typing the correct folder and then you click tab, you can often autocomplete. It'll autocomplete things that are inside the folder. It can save you a little bit of time. We can see that we've changed folders because this bit here has changed. And also if we type ls now, we can see that nothing gets printed out because this is a new folder we just created. There's nothing inside it. We can also use the pwd command, which shows where you are on the computer as a path. Right now, it's just saying I'm inside my home directory because that's my ZID, and then also inside the comp1511 folder. If we wanted to move back out of this folder, back into my home directory, which had my documents and pictures and videos and whatnot, I can do the cd ... command, which says change directory back into the previous directory. The ... is like a handy little shortcut. Now if we type ls again, we can see, oh, we're back in the previous folder. And if we type pwd, we can see our path has changed as well. Okay, let's move back inside the comp1511 folder. Now, in this course, you'll be doing a lot of programming. And the way that we program is using a text editor. For this course, you'll use a text editor called VS Code, which you can use by typing the code command. So code, and then after it, you type the name of the file you want to create or open. So in this case, I'm going to create a new file called new file. And then if I click enter now, it'll open up this window here. It's a VS Code window. You'll often get this get started window pop up first, which you can use to change your just some basic settings like the visual theme of VS Code. But really, you'll probably want to just close that and go to the other tab, which contains the new file you just created, which we can put some text in. And then click Control S to save. Now, once that's done, we can close this window. And if we type ls now, we can see there's a new file inside the comp1511 folder called newfile.txt. If we open that file again by running code space new file.txt, we can see it still contains the same things we had in there before. Hi there. Now, one other trick that might save you a bit of time is if you want to rerun a command that you've just run in the terminal, you can use the up and down keys on your keyboard, and it'll scroll through all the previous things you typed into the terminal. So in this case, I want to run code.newfile.txt, code space newfile.txt. So I can press up and then enter, and that'll open that file again. And you'll notice because new file already existed, because we just created it, instead of creating a new file, it opens the file we already had. And then I'll click the X up here to close it again. Now, there's more commands in this, and there's more things you can do using the VLAB terminal. Some of them are listed here in the week 1 instructions. Some of them will go through over the course of the lectures and labs. And really, this is something that takes a little bit of time to learn, and you'll only get used to after a few weeks of doing it. So don't worry too much if you're struggling to remember what the correct command to open something is, or to look inside the current folder. That brings us to the end of this video. If there's anything you had trouble with or anything you couldn't get working, please let us know, either by telling your tutor in your week 1 lab or tutorial, or by making a post on the course forums. Technical issues do happen. We'll be able to help you resolve them. Aside from that, good luck for the rest of Comp 1511. I hope you have a fun and interesting time.